So unlucky Melbourne victory tonight. They weren't far off. They were pretty good for walking away with nothing. It's a tad unfortunate for them, but after this, of course, winning a trophy, it is all about the home side. And Brisbane Roar, now 2 premierships, 2 championships. Everything you want to be as a football club, Mark Rudin and Mark Bosnich. They play it nice and they win things. They're the 2 things you need to do.
They do, and a massive congratulations to all those supporters, everyone to do with the club, and those players. They're absolutely outstanding once again, especially to Mike Mulvey as well. Very difficult job to take on when he did, and a lot of people have kind of thought that maybe, you know, after those glory years they had under Ange Postecoglou, that things were going to start to dip. He took them over at a tough time, and he's taken them, for me, to a different level, and they're by far the best team they've been this season, and they're worthy champions.
And they've got an inkling, Rudes, of what they'll have to do to win another trophy at the end of this season if they want to, because that was like a grand final, oddly enough.
It was a fantastic game by 2 fantastic teams as well. So, look, their phenomenal motivation there as well amongst the playing group, and also the coaching group is just brilliant. Hats off to Brisbane and everyone involved.
We'll have more reaction to it with the boys in the studio, and we'll cross for more interviews shortly. But for now, we've got a presentation to get underway. We'll do it right now at Suncorp Stadium.
Exciting day it is here today at Suncorp Stadium. I think you need to put your hands together again for the Hyundai A-League 2013-2014 Premiership winning team, your Brisbane Roar! Now this is a very exciting night, because we have secured this honour after defeating the Melbourne Victory here at Suncorp Stadium with 3 matches of the Hyundai A-League 2013-2014 season still remaining. Now the Brisbane Roar have achieved this feat by winning 15 out of their 24 matches during the Hyundai A-League season of 2013-2014. And ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Football Federation Australia Chief Executive Officer David Gallop and Head of the Hyundai A-League Damien de Bowen, who'll present the Hyundai A-League Premier's Plate to the Brisbane Roar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome our coach Mike Mulvey and Captain Matt Smith to collect the plate. Ladies and gentlemen, just before he leaves, let's make welcome to say a few words, the captain of the Brisbane Roar, Matt Smith.
This isn't something that's happened overnight. We were very, very hurt from last year, and we come back on July the 2nd with a big mission. To work really, really hard and put this club back to certainly where it should be. Over the pre-season, throughout the whole season, the boys, the management, the coaching staff, the owners, the volunteers, you guys as fans have been there week in, week out. This isn't just the team lifting this trophy, this is Brisbane Roar Football Club lifting this trophy. This is half the job. We're very, very proud of what we've done this season. We've now got to push on from here with 3 games left and go into the final series. Thank you very much.
Well done, Matt Smith. Tellingly, though, he hasn't lifted it yet. Here it comes right now. He's going to lift it in front of the fans with his team. We'll get the photo first. There it is. Bang. There you go. Up it goes. Brisbane Roar.
Congratulations.
Premiers again.
Worthy winners.
They're overwhelming favourites to be champions. Again, you would say on that and their performances so far this season, they've finished top 2. They win that semi-final in the 2nd week of the Hyundai A-League finals, and they'll host the grand final. So good times ahead. Another big night ahead, perhaps at Suncorp Stadium. But well done, Brisbane Roar. Thoroughly deserved it, guys. And we go back to pre-season, and they were the team that everyone was talking about. They were absolutely flying. We thought they'd get off to a good start. They did, but they've carried it on. How have they done it, Roots?
Oh, look, through sheer hard work, and obviously, you've got to pay special mention to some of the players who have never won this trophy before, particularly, and also some of the players who have been there for some time but haven't had as much game time. Hingett, Ferreira, Miller's a new player as well. Petralis has come in. Half the team today weren't big time and big minute players for the Roar. How good is it to see a team and a club that works ever so hard over the course of the season to actually lift that trophy in front of the fans? One of the problems, and it becomes a time issue as well, is normally the premiers don't get the opportunity to go and show off that trophy to their fans, because sometimes it comes down to the last round, sometimes it's given at during the week or whatever the case may be. But this is, I guess, a really fitting achievement to see that trophy be given to their team at such an important time of the season as well, in front of their fans too, because not many teams are lucky enough to do that.
Let's go back to Suncorp Stadium right now. I think Matty Mackay is ready for a chat.
How you going, boys?
Well done, mate. Take us through that. You're back in Brisbane. Obviously totally worth it now, making the decision to come back after spending a few years overseas. How was this done for your club?
It's obviously a massive achievement. It's great to be back, and a great support today, and we really thought we played really well, and Brad's obviously finished off at the end.
And Matty, they say that the next trophy is always the most sweetest. How does it feel right now?
Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, I'm a big believer in the actual championship, so we've done the job with this one with 3 to go, but we'll be back on the paddock and ready for we're ready for the last 3 games and then finals.
On a personal note as well, Matt McCoy, I thought you had a fantastic game, mate, and thank you so very much for doing this. How much more is there to come from this Brisbane team?
A lot more to come. A lot more to come. Everyone's worked so hard, and we're not finished yet. That's the main thing about it, is we want to do better than what we've done. So we've got a long way to go. Yeah! And hopefully we get there.
Take us through the sound effects here. Go on, join in. Well done. All you can hear is us, obviously, with those headphones on. But I think Boss has got another one.
Yeah, where's Bessart?
Yeah, look, they're up in the box relaxing, having the old pies up in the box. I'm waving at him. There he is up there, up the top. So
Get him down on the pitch, buddy.
As long as he doesn't go talk to Muskie, we'll be all right.
Hey, what about that match you just played? Was that grand finals-like intensity? It certainly looked like it where we were sitting.
Yeah, very much so. And obviously that's only 17,000. Imagine we pack it out. That's the kind of intensity we want.
How good is it, Matty, to be showing this trophy off in front of the home fans after such a good win as well?
Yeah, it's great. Getting a few photos. The fans have been great all year. Our average attendances are up, so it's great as well. So, we've got finals now, and Brisbane, as it is with every code, when you're winning, they're here. So, hopefully get a lot more.
Matty, we'll leave it there. Well done, mate. You've got the photo in front of the den there, and you're going to look like the Fox Sports reporter, not a guy who's just played 90 minutes. Thanks again, buddy, and best of luck for the weeks ahead.
Cheers, mate.
Not a problem, guys. Have a good one.
Good stuff, Matty Mackay, who was he's a big part of what Brisbane Roar are and what they've been able to achieve this season.
He is Brisbane Roar. He is Brisbane Roar. He's been there from day dot. He had an opportunity to go overseas as well. A Socceroo now. He's working his way into the Socceroo squad. And look, like I said, he is everything that is good behind that club. He bleeds orange. He's the main man there as well. Any new player that comes in gets a talking to by Matt Mackay as well. So it's really fitting to see him obviously lift up the trophy and seeing all the players that have come and gone from day one to present day.
Bozat, by how far has this mob with Mike Mulvey being, we had him in the studio last week, when he took over, it was not risky, but it was on shaky ground what the club had been built
Yeah, it had.
And then it was like, oh, okay. By how far have they exceeded your expectations this season?
My expectations this season, not much. They are here for their promotional work, the whole team, and Mike Mulvey and his coaching staff at the beginning of the season here at Fox. We had to take all their photos, and everyone, when people see the graphics, that this is what they do at the beginning of the season. And I was with Mike and Bessart and Thomas Broish. And Bessart Broish said to me, what do you think that we can do this year? And I said, you can win it. And Thomas Broish said, oh, you're just saying that because we're here. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm saying it because I believe that you have the talent here to win it. And I took a look at Mike Mulvey Mulvey's eyes when I said it, and he didn't fall back. You know, normally at the start of the season, a manager, when he hears that from somebody, will turn around and say, don't say that, or, you know, you don't want to get too... He didn't say a word, and that told me that he believed exactly the same. And they've gone on and done it with 3 games to go.
It's a fair effort, and they're on target to actually break the record points margin as far as winning the premiership goes. That record is 12, set by Melbourne Victory in season 2. They're on that at the moment. Got to get back to the ground. Matty Smith is going to join us right now, the man who just lifted that trophy. And Matty, I'm guessing when you rock up for the first day of pre-season, I think it was back in May or June for you guys, you envisage nights like this. Did you think it was always in your hands from when the season got going?
To be completely honest, guys, we come back in the first week of pre-season with some major objectives. We were very disappointed with the previous year, and each single day, each single week, each single month, we always want to be better. To the boys' credit, they've come out this pre-season, they come out the whole season and worked very, very hard. I think that we're a club that always wants to be challenging for the titles, but we also want to do it in a certain way. And I can't be more proud of our club tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Matty, again, as captain of the club, how important is it for you, who's won trophies before as well, the importance of new players when they come in? You know, what do you have to offer? What do you say to these guys? Do you take them aside? Do you take them out for lunch and tell them what the club is built on?
I think, to be honest, we certainly have a fantastic club culture. I think that one of the big reasons why we are successful this year is that the players that have come into the club have certainly wanted to be successful. They've wanted to win things. The players that have been here the last few years, we consistently keep driving ourselves. Again, we always want to be better, and again, I think that we've worked hard from day one. But you're right. We certainly come in, we certainly nurture from the likes of guys like Matty Mackay, who's come back to the club, to some of our youth guys. Kwame Yeboah, for example, has done some fantastic work for us at the start of the year. And again, we've had lots of injuries, we've had lots of suspensions, we've had lots of people away on international duty, and it's truly been our whole squad that's really pulled us through.
And Matty, speaking about squads and players and so forth, we just saw pictures of Thomas Broich. What's it like for a team to walk on every week with a man that you guys deep down, and we all know, is arguably the best player in the league?
To be honest, he's not arguably, in my opinion, he's the best player in the league. So we're very thankful that he's here at Brisbane. He's one of the key drivers to the way that we play every single day. He's always challenging himself, he's challenging his teammates, and again, for me, he's by far the best player in this league.
And just one last one quickly, Matty. Do you rock up for recovery like it's a normal week tomorrow, or you actually get to celebrate and have a few tonight?
No. Well, I mean, I think it's very important that we celebrate this, but we've got 3 games left now. We had the final series, so for us it's about building each week. I thought that our performance tonight was fantastic. First and foremost, I'm very pleased that we got the win at the end. And again, this is only half the job. You know, we enjoy ourselves tonight, and then we have the next 3 weeks to really build into the finals.
Good stuff, Matty. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well done, the captain. Fantastic. They've got a short turnaround, unfortunately, for them. They play Melbourne Heart next Friday night. But, Bozza, you're a big man for believing in celebrating your success no matter what's next.
You have to. Exactly the same when things go the opposite way. You have to feel the pain here. You have to feel the enjoyment. They thoroughly deserve this title. For me, they've taken their football to a different level from the last time that they won it. The goal they scored against Melbourne Victory earlier on in the season, Amy Park, was for me the greatest goal I've seen in A-League history. They've all played their part, like Rude said, and that means everyone. And the staff behind the scenes, Mike Mulvey's coaching staff, those fans have been absolutely fantastic. And of course, the owners of the club. It's a very special moment for all of them. And that man there that we're just talking about, Thomas Broich, what a catalyst he is. You have to say, and we heard, I think it was one of the boys last night, I think it was maybe Mike Cockrell, saying that is this guy the greatest import that we've ever had? He's got to be up there.
Yeah. I totally agree, and I agree again with Boz. I mean, too often in a footballer's career, you have a lot more bad times than good. And when the good times do come rolling around, you need to enjoy them. You really need to take a step back and enjoy the moment with the guys that you've worked ever so hard with. You can see just how much it means to Thomas Broich lying down on the floor there. We talk about him being the most important footballer. It's moments like this that you need to really thoroughly enjoy. But you did also touch on something quite important. Where's the motivation going to come the last 3 games? Because the top 6 isn't done and dusted. They will play a big part in it, and so the motivation could well come down to what you said earlier about them breaking the points record. And I guess that's what Mike Mulvey has to now think about after, of course, he enjoys it too.
Exactly. We'll get there right now with Mike Mulvey at Suncorp Stadium. Mike, congratulations on behalf of all of us at Fox Sports. Outstanding achievement with this many games left in the premiership race to win the premiership. But do you take a breath finally as a coach and not have to worry about what's next? For a moment now, you can enjoy what you've created and brought to life on that field this evening?
Well, firstly, thanks a lot, Adam. I appreciate the kind words. I'm just so delighted for the players. They've worked so hard and they need to enjoy this tonight. But I heard Rude's just mention something then about what we're going to do the last 3 games. We're going to go for it. We want to win every game because we've got the grand final. We've achieved 2 of our objectives tonight, and that is to finish top at the end of the regular season, win the premiership and also qualify for Asia. So we've got that in the bag. Now it's full steam ahead and we want to make sure we win these last 3 games, win the semi-final and win the grand final.
And Mike, I just told everybody at the start of the season when you guys were here for promotionals, and Thomas asked me in front of you and Bessard, do you think you can win it? And Bessard said, well, say the truth. And I said, I think you can. I remember telling everyone that you said nothing. You believed it back then, didn't you?
Absolutely, Bozza. Absolutely. I don't go into anything unless I'm thinking I'm going to win it. And the same way, the flip coin is that if I'm Melbourne Victory, I believe that if I could come here tonight and win, and I'd still win the last 3 games, and we could win the championship. So you've got to have that self-belief. You've got to instill that belief in your players. And, these are a wonderful group of players. We've got great staff. We've got beautiful fans who really enjoyed tonight. And it was a fitting climax. And what I will say is that was a fantastic game of football tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Quite unique though, Mike, with yourself. You've won silverware in the women's game. You've won silverware now with the men's. Which one's sweeter?
The next one. This one is the sweetest mark at any time of the day, and the next one will be sweeter after that.
So what now? I mentioned before about Maddie Smith. You enjoy it. I mean, it's not a normal recovery session tomorrow. Do you give them a couple of days to kind of let this soak in, or is it bang, like you said, you want to win the next 3, it's full steam ahead for the Fab 5? You've got 5 more games that you want to win.
I promise you the champagne is on ice, Adam. It won't be broken. It will be kept in the cupboard, be brought out at the appropriate time. We'll celebrate this on its own at the end of the season because it's a remarkable achievement, in my opinion, to finish top of the league at the end of a regular season, 27 games. And we've done it early, as you said. So we really appreciate the support that we've been given. The lads thoroughly deserve it, and I want them to enjoy tonight, but it'll only be for a short time. We'll be in at normal time tomorrow for a recovery, and we'll be in on Tuesday morning, ready for the game on Friday night.
Good stuff, Mike. Thanks again for your time.
Anytime. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
And we will hopefully hear from Kevin Muscat shortly about what was a fabulous contest. And Melbourne Victory probably won more admirers than they lost this evening. But a quick one on...
They played their part. I mean, it gets lost a little bit when we're talking about Brisbane being a wonderful team over the whole season. But Melbourne Victory outstanding tonight. I'm very unfortunate not to get a point.
Quick one on Brisbane Raw, Roots. Are they the
prototype? We've spoken about along...
Are they one more. Are they the prototype of what you want as a club in the A-League now? They've sorted out best of anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When you and look, you just don't look to one person when you talk to a coach or a player, for argument's sake. You need a lot of good people around you in order to be successful. And there's a lot of people there, like Lou Tranny, his assistant coach as well, the board of directors who are right behind the coach as well. A lot of people are involved when a successful club. When you look at the amount of players that come in, the recruitment policy and everything else like that. But you cannot take anything away from that strike. It's only fitting that someone like Luke Bratton, who I think has come of age this season as a footballer in a team like this, scores the winning goal. I mean, we hear the headlines every week from the players like Barisha, Enrique, Thomas Broich, Matty Mackay, Matty Smith. But Luke Bratton goes unnoticed, and spoke about him before the game as well. So I think it's only fitting that he does score the winning goal and in effect they lift the trophy.
Lawrence Thomas, don't get me wrong, for me 3 points tonight is absolutely outstanding, but from a goalkeeper's perspective, I'd be very disappointed to get beat from that distance, and for the ball not to hit the side of the net.
I think little touch that he took.
Yeah, it did. It moved him a little bit. He shouldn't have moved as much. I just watched it very closely there to see why there was so much gap on that right-hand side of line. So again, who was absolutely outstanding tonight and being very picky. But if you're a manager, if you're Kevin Muscat, if you're a defender and somebody shoots from that distance, you should be thinking, no problem whatsoever. That little touch did move it, and it's a good lesson for goalkeepers. When people are that far out, they do take that little touch. You always got to imagine triangles to where the guy's shooting from either post going right there, and you've got to be in position that triangle where it's equidistant to dive each side. And from that type of distance, unless it's deflection or somebody's in front of you, you really should be saving it. Didn't hit the side netting.
Thomas Broich, let's talk more about him now, because he's given so much for our eyes over the past few seasons since he's been in the Hyundai A-League. Thank God he came to the Hyundai A-League and wanted the sea change. And again, tonight, he's a key player. He'll be key for the next 5 games that Brisbane Roar want to win, Roots.
Can we fly Andy Harper down?
He loves him.
Oh, doesn't he ever?
It's hard not to.
It's hard not to. You're right, because he is all one of a kind. You know, there's talk about is he the best ever. You'd have to say, you know, in all the time, and I think I've only missed one season of actually watching it. You know, and I've played with Dwight York, who was so instrumental in the success of our club in the first season and for the league as well. He's a better fit. He's the real deal. He came at a good age. You know, with good pedigree as well. He's won things. And he makes the players around him much better, and that's another really important
I think
point.
that's the most important thing, what Roo just said, too, actually. Makes the players around him better, that's very, very important, but the most important thing, he's won things. Yeah. They've affected change. They've actually changed things in Australian football, what they've done up in Brisbane. Mike Mulvey, for me, and his current side's taken it to a different level, but what they started under Ange Postecoglou 2 or 3 years ago, breaking the all-time sporting record for unbeaten games, it really did transcend in terms of Australian football, how teams can play and what they can do.
Big moment for Brisbane Roar tonight, obviously, but in a way, can't wait to hear the thoughts of Kevin Muscat about what he thinks of his side's performance. He joins us right now, the Melbourne Victory coach. Kevin, you didn't do a lot wrong in that game. What are your feelings about that game going forward, what it does for you?
Oh, first of all, just want to congratulate Brisbane on winning the title, thoroughly deserved. From our perspective tonight, you know, considering everything that's gone on in the last 16 games, that was our fifth game in 16 days. I thought we were superb. The boys worked ever so hard, you know, worked to a structure, and we're 90-odd seconds away from taking a point. And from my perspective as well, you know, I thought, you know, structurally we defended well, and we were threatening. You know, we were threatening going the other way. So a little bit disappointing. In fact, you know, very disappointing. We leave here with nothing.
And Kevin, I just want to reiterate that your guys were absolutely fantastic. You must be very, very proud. How much is actually, I know we've had the games in a short amount of days, which is obviously detrimental physically, but how much actually has it helped the boys' confidence to actually be doing well and playing against the better sides in Asia?
I concur with that, Bozza, because you know, from one aspect, physically, it obviously takes a hell of a lot out of you travelling and then playing in a number of games. You know, we've tried to give you know, people a little bit of a rest where they've needed it, and only because you know, the body's sore and from travel and obviously playing in the games. But from the flip side, you know, we've played some good games. We've scored in all 3 of the Champions League games we've played in. We've obviously got 4 points losing one of those games, but you know, I can't get away from tonight. Just as you said, gutted for the boys in there, because you know, to concede in the last 90-odd seconds on a night where I didn't think you know, anything went our way either. You know, coming up here is a difficult place to come, and you know, I thought we overcome a lot of that and kept possession at times. But you know, any decision that was borderline didn't go our way tonight, and that's something you have to deal with.
Yeah, look, credit to you, Kevy. I thought your boys are fantastic tonight. Just tell us a little bit about the coming week. There is no ACL for you. What do you do with your squad? How do you manage your squad this week? Do you taper off? Do you continue the momentum? Is it still a tough week?
No, you're right, Rudes, and you try and plan in. Obviously, this was the first. You know, there was midweek games, and now this is the first week for a little while we haven't had one. So, you know, we've put a couple of options together and seeing, you know, how we pull up tomorrow. The reality is how we pull up tomorrow. But you know, initially there's going to have to be some recovery. You know, get the boys freshened up, and obviously prepare well for Saturday against Sydney. But ideally, you know, you want to freshen up the players that have had a big load over these 3 weeks.
Well done tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed everything we saw at Suncorp, and you guys were a big part of it, Kevin. Good luck next week.
Cheers, boys. Have a good night.
Yeah, Melbourne Victory, they will be praying not praying, but like barreling, doing everything they can to get second position, so they get a week off in the first week, because that'll be so crucial for them to get.
Well, I guess so, but you know what? We've talking to Kevin Muscat this year, and we've actually, I have had a go at him and his side after some performances. After some performances against Wellington and Sydney FC, and they've lost tonight. But you know what? Tonight he can be very proud.
Yeah.
And he's done a very good job since the Champions League started in rotating his players. And his players were fantastic tonight. We're very unfortunate not to get a point.
The Alex Tobin Award points, the 3-2-1 from the ground, the Player of the Year for Fox Sports, and the 3 went to Liam Miller, 2 to Lawrence Thomas, who, as Bozza mentioned, was very, very good tonight, and 1 to Thomas Broich, who is up or near the lead in that particular award. We're off to a break in the not-too-distant future. Rudes, Melbourne victory. What does a loss like that do for you? Like sometimes losses, like the 2-5 Niels Bozza talks about, just kills you. Yeah. What does that do for you? Does it put a spring in your step in an odd kind of way?
It'll still hurt. It hurts, particularly when you concede in the last minute as well. It does hurt. But I guess after a day of thinking about it and the adrenaline sort of comes back down, you think about all the good things you've done. And there were a hell of a lot of good things that Melbourne Victory did tonight. They've had a good run of games the last month. Things are going quite nicely for them. But you have a look at the table. That's something that I just wanted to harp on just for a quick second. Central Coast, funnily enough, could find themselves in second position tomorrow. Right, and that's the big one, because tonight's result, there are teams there like the Wanderers, Adelaide, Central Coast, and Sydney, who are all saying, thank God for that, because now there's a real competition for who's going to become or who's going to finish second and have that extra week. We know how important it is to finish second. Any one of those teams can do it.
Exactly. We're off to a break. We'll have a little bit more on the other side of this break, and then later on, of course, we're back for a bit of Premier League over on Fox Sports 1. But as we go to the break, the winning moment, a trophy winning moment from Luke Bratton.
Baby,